I know exactly what I'm doing. DFG, you heard? Yeah, I'm from the streets where the hood was swallowing me. Bullets are following me. These haters out to get me. Look how this Prada fit me. We move around with blickies. I got that bag, not a stash. Thick as Lionel Richie's. Jack riding out the 50. Many men wish death upon me. Don't hold your breath, a nigga step and get pressed to concrete. I'm God's blessed. I don't stress, I get dressed to R&B. Teflon on, doing duets with an Aubrey. It be some tragic shit. Paramedics looking sad as shit. Throw a sheet over you like a magic trick. This Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
Can I say a joke?
Yeah.
Can I do a joke?
Yeah.
Can I do a dad joke?
Yeah, I'm a dad.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get away from Diddy?
Chickens.
Diddy was chasing him with a bottle of baby oil.
That shit was whack.
That shit was dumb whack.
That
Dad
shit wasn't
joke.
funny.
I thought you said you were doing a dad joke.
It is a dad joke. What kind of dad
That wasn't even a dad
Hey,
joke.
pick your jacket.
Bad dad
I mean,
joke.
this
Dad joke.
is where we're at now, right? But, you know, again, innocent till proven Diddy.
Yo.
They're saying that he's refusing to eat.
Yeah, he's saying he thinks he's going to be poisoned.
Okay.
But here's the interesting part. I was talking to my man Truth, my security, on the way here, and what he thinks is that the guards are actually slipping him actual real food, so he's not eating his meals. So it looks like he's not really eating, but he's really getting slipped some actual like high-end food.
They got him on suicide watch right now.
They say that, but I think after Epstein
They
hung
afford
himself
it. Right.
and there was no guard, the camera was out, I think anyone of that caliber going in, they're automatically going to put him on suicide watch, just in case.
Right.
Because
They
the jail
can't
looked horrible after Epstein.
Right.
And the conspiracy theory is going to go on till the end of time. Oh, he was killed by someone because he was going to snitch on all these powerful people. I don't think that's really what happened. Because I interviewed Alan Dershowitz, who was his lawyer at one point, who actually got him the original plea deal before he was charged with extra stuff. And I said, do you think, knowing Epstein the way you did, representing him, working with him, do you think there was some foul play? He said, no. He said, what I think was he was just used to a certain type of lifestyle for all these decades, living at the highest level, and I don't think he could really get his head around being in prison for the rest of his life, and he just didn't want to go on. Which to me sounds like the more likely scenario.
Right.
And this is coming from someone that actually knows him. I've never met Epstein, and no one here has either.
Right. But, okay, so this Diddy thing is not something to be concerned. I mean,
I don't think so.
You're speculating that somebody may be slipping in food. What if they're not?
A hunger strike is a hunger strike.
Yeah.
Mean,
And why would he believe that someone's going to poison?
because people don't come out of MDC.
I was told when I was in MDC, when I got arrested for like a suspended license, I was told not to eat the food. The other inmates were like, yo, man, don't eat the bologna sandwiches. No, none of the guards eat them either. Like don't eat that shit. So I did it. I went to juniors afterwards, when I got out.
Wait,
It
you
was
went
right
to
there.
MDC for traffic violation?
Well, I had to, I'm not sure if it was actually MDC, because first I got arrested, I was put in the precinct, but then a cop got shot that same night, so I had to stay in the precinct for like 2 days, and then I got put in central bookings. Is that MDC?
No, that's, he's talking about the
To my
tomb.
central book.
Yeah.
Manhattan,
I-
right.
it felt like, I thought it was the
Was it
two.
Manhattan?
It was Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn.
was
He was
Brooklyn.
in-
Yeah,
he
they
was
got
in-
an
he was
MDC
in-
in
Nah,
Brooklyn,
he's
and they
in-
got
he's
one
in
in
the feds.
Manhattan.
I didn't know, I was
as
in
well.
the feds. It wasn't the feds.
It wasn't
I
the feds,
got
right.
arrested locally by Brooklyn PD.
Yeah,
So then I was put in central bookings, I was moved
You said-
around.
When you left out, he was in
So-
Atlantic Avenue when you came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
He's
So-
home.
so-
I never
so
heard
that's
of
not
Brooklyn
MDC.
PD though.
That's no.
That's not, okay, my bad.
MDC is
that's-
down with the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
That's Brooklyn House.
That's Brooklyn House Detention.
Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
The point
right,
being,
right.
they told you not to eat the food.
They told me not to eat the food.
You never eat the food.
I was told not to
use
eat.
the sandwiches to get out.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
They
didn't
used to make this, use the sandwiches as pillows.
I'm
What's
telling
the
you.
What's the saying? Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean someone's not out to get you.
Absolutely.
I think it's a strong possibility. We've seen a lot of things that don't really fit, that don't make sense. Racketeering case, one person gets arrested.
Yeah.
Never really saw that before. You know what I'm saying?
Is there such a thing?
There is now.
Homeland Security searching someone's house that's not suspected of terrorism or never really seen that before. So I would understand the paranoia of, well,
It's not really. Going by that is paranoia because after 9/11, a lot of things changed. So Homeland Security is absolutely supposed to be out here checking for cross-border, like missing children and trafficking and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
That falls under their purview.
That's true.
Right.
That's first things first. Second of all, paranoia that they gonna slip you, not poison you and all of that. He's under NDC cannot afford for him to die. They cannot afford that.
what if it's not for him to die? It's for him to become incapacitated in some way.
The last thing you want to do is be weak when they come before you.
You guys lack imagination. All these things, like just lack imagination. Like
Where does your imagination take you?
It's the possibilities of literally endless. You are talking from the perspective of a billionaire who has been rich for a long time. The longer you're rich, the longer you can make enemies. The longer you stay on top, the more enemies you almost have to make. And if your enemies are as rich and powerful as you are, then anything is possible as long as someone who's working a 9 to 5 has a price. You don't know what this man has been doing for his entire run. Nobody knows. He could be helping charities. He could be a fucking supervillain on the low. Like, I hear all these different stories from my years in the business. Half are good, half are terrible. You don't know if the people who are telling you the terrible stories are lying. You don't know if the people who are telling you the good stories are exaggerating. You've seen too many media spins. You've seen too many people who swear that this happened, this happened, this happened. You just take their word and run with it. And they could be talking about either way.
But you're still not telling us
why
he's not eating.
Because
I want to
no,
know
I already said that. I just said that.
Conspiracy.
I literally just said, because if you're powerful and you have powerful enemies,
Right.
you don't even know if the people who you think are your enemies are even giving a fuck about you.
What's in the food? That's what I'm
That's
trying
it.
to
That could be.
Maybe he just don't want to eat that shit. Maybe he used to steaks and lobsters and shit.
Exactly.
I eat
That
fish,
part
nigga. I don't eat that shit.
One at a time.
Wait, I also heard this. I heard that based on where he's situated, he gets the final serving of food, and sometimes it's moldy, and you know what I'm saying? Like he's not getting the first batch fresh off the heating, whatever.
You don't know the condition of the
so
food
you're
that's
getting cold, nasty food, potentially moldy, and so forth. He's used to, because I remember I read an article that is basically talking about the phone calls he's making. You know, he called like his pastor, he called his kids, but one of the people he talked to was his dietitian. So, you know, he's worried about what he's putting in his body. He's an older man. He's in his mid-50s. You know, he potentially could have health issues as well. So, yeah, I mean...
They're not just giving Diddy the bad food. Everybody in the prison
Everyone's getting the
system,
bad
right,
food.
That's
Right.
just
Everyone's getting the
He
bad
what
food.
everybody
He's just
gets.
not used to the bad food.
Yeah,
Right.
no, because
He's used to a private chef.
Right.
That's what I just said.
He's not
Everybody
getting
isn't
that.
used to
And it's
good
his
food.
fault he's not getting that.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going to tell you,
Right.
here's the conspiracy. They was like, yeah, Diddy's enemies is the reason that he didn't get bail. Right? That's what they said. The truth of the matter
Allegedly.
is Diddy is the reason that he didn't get bail.
Listen, he called a
Huh?
potential witness 54 times.
We talked about this.
Yes,
I'm
we
going to
talked
let that rock out
Even
on your
past
channel.
that, right?
Okay.
When
I'm
they
going to let that
raided-
rock out on your
When they
channel.
raided the
It's called witness
safe
tampering.
with the
It's
social
pretty standard.
Or it could be like, yo, you have to clear this up.
Before she posted her statement, he called her 54 times. Then she posted a
And
statement.
she posted a
supporting
statement,
him.
saying, but no one knows the details of the conversation. She could have been like, call me in the morning. And he's like, yo, it's 12 o'clock. She's still not answering. You dig what I'm saying?
Now you use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
You're not supposed to communicate with anyone that's really potentially connected to your case. That is witness tampering. And sometimes witness tampering will get you 20 years in certain places like Florida. You see what I'm saying? Like there's really harsh, because you're breaking down the whole legal system when you tamper with witnesses.
But did this happen before he knew this person was a witness?
She was connected to someone who's suing him based on sexual assault claims. So yes, and this is what he assumed he was going to get indicted for in the grand jury. So it's not that hard to put those pieces together.
But again,
He ran.
like Mav said, the call could have been, yo, I need you to talk to X, Y, and Z and clear this shit up. Like,
Yeah.
she's bugging, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And if I thought,
But that could potentially be witness tampering. In and
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
not
negating,
consensual,
I'm not
it is.
negating that. But if I feel like my freedom is at risk and this person has the key and can clear it up, hey, talk to your
I feel
people.
you.
Like,
All right.
what the
You're
fuck?
not supposed to be making
Here's
those
how you-
phone calls.
here's how you
I
tie
know
it all
that.
in.
But if you're panicking, is my point.
Well, his
50
panic,
calls sounds like a panic.
panic.
his
You know he's
panic,
panicking.
essentially contributed to him not getting bail.
No,
Would you be calm?
Yeah,
when
No!
he-
No.
Negro.
When they sent that
No.
plane, when they did
Hell
the
no.
search,
You panicking.
I don't hold on.
Right.
I don't have this kind of situation ever happen. I've had somebody saying something about somebody I know, and the business situation I'm in might blow up. And I'm, what the fuck? Hey, pick the phone up. No. What are you doing? What did you just? I'm looking at an email right here. What the fuck? I've panicked in that way and didn't have my freedom on the line, didn't have hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, didn't have my family at risk, my reputation, my business, my career. None of that shit was at risk. And I've made 20 somehow. Yo, you were supposed to call in the morning, bro. It's 11:30. What are you doing? Like, come on, we could get, hey, what's going on over there?
That's why his numbers up like that.
right? I'm not the 50 calls ain't my thing. When they raided those homes, right? When they raided those 2 cribs, that nigga fled. He sent his jet to like Bali. He was hidden out, and when they came for the arrest warrant, because the search warrant wasn't an arrest warrant, right?
Search warrant,
When they came with the arrest warrant, the first I looked at, I said, "Oh, they're not gonna let him live down the search warrant shit.
Yeah.
You're a flight risk." They didn't say anything about 50 calls, witness tampering. They said he is a flight risk. He has the means and ways to do what he did the last time.
But when he offered the bond, he offered his plane, his passports. His plane was.
Yeah.
Well, they took his passport anyways.
Right,
He didn't offer
They
the passport.
didn't
No,
take- he
At the
turned it
point,
over.
at the point that you
He
get
turned it over.
indicted,
But when it came to the bond,
when it came right,
here's the houses,
Here's
here's,
the
my
everything.
private
Right.
50
But
million?
everything.
50 million.
If I go like this, right? You ever
That's
heard
not that
saying,
much.
don't give anybody any.
because you're paying 10%. It's only $5 million.
Yeah,
It's not that much.
My
That's still a lot of money.
My main,
Not for Diddy.
not for
not for
Diddy.
him.
Not for Diddy.
My
Hell
main
He
point
probably
is the
spends
point.
that in travel for you.
Not
My
for
main
Diddy.
point is the plane.
$500.
It's not
Right.
that much.
My main point is the plane. Like he offered his plane.
Right, but
as
you got
bond and they
friends that
rejected.
have
Right.
planes.
It's too late though.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
understand?
Right. It's
You
too late.
have the
Too late.
means and ways don't mean it's just your pocket.
Plus they found illegal guns at the house.
No, that's
Yeah,
his
with
son's
the-
fault. Talking in the rap song, talking about we bought the house next door. Good thing they ain't searched that one. That's where
Yeah,
they found
that
two
was-
Yeah,
drums.
they found 2 or 3 AR-15s
And two
with the
the
serial
serial
number
scratch
scratched
off
off
and drum.
and a 50 round drum.
Right.
All of which are illegal.
All of that. Listen.
All
No,
of which are
no.
illegal.
Let's not put that on King Combs like that.
No, I'm not saying.
Well,
keep
I would have
doing
never
what
said
they
we
do.
brought the house next door. Maybe shut the fuck up sometimes. That's what people need to do. It's not a hard thing to not say nothing. You know what they teach me when I was a kid? Yo, when the police come, you know what you're supposed to tell them?
Nothing.
Why y'all out here rapping about this shit? That they can, what? What sense does that make? I really, like I said, I'm not mad at him for asking the question. I'm mad at you for answering.
And here's what's crazy, right? We talked about this on my, when you were on my show. The whole firebombing of Kid Cudi's car. I know someone who was with Kid Cudi when he got the call. That actually happened.
Yeah.
Wait. But how do you know? How does this? You give me something that
It's
says
from Diddy.
we know.
No.
That, like, did he text him?
No.
Ha
No.
You right.
At the time,
Boom.
that's not what I'm saying. At the time, they didn't know who firebombed the car, but he was with Kid Cudi because they were working on something together.
So this was just blamed on Diddy.
well, later on, they ended up blaming him. But what's
Because
crazy?
it could have been Kanye, right?
No, Jesus.
Yeah,
Why
it
y'all niggas trying
could have been. But but the crazy part, let me tell you something. What they're
just saying.
saying, the police report is that Diddy or someone that Diddy said, I guess it was a convertible, he actually cut the convertible top and threw a Molotov cocktail inside the car.
Damn.
If that video ever comes out, if Diddy was the one who actually cut the convertible top and threw a Molotov cocktail into a car, this will be the most viral video of all time. Think about it. How do you even do that? If someone gave you a knife and said, yo, here's a Molotov cocktail and a knife, make it happen. You'd have to think about it for a second. You know what I'm saying? Cutting a convertible top with a knife
that's
is
some
probably
good
fairly
pussy, a nigga
difficult.
doing that.
And then you gotta light the Molotov cocktail without lighting yourself on
pussy is
fire.
super good.
It's a bottle of fucking gasoline with a rag on it that you gotta light on fire. This is not like...
No, it's a pure
Listen, if you ever attempt
Very
that,
simple.
just make sure you stay at a good distance.
How about you
Very
don't
good
do that? How about we just encourage people to not do
Hey,
that?
man, sometimes the
But imagine if there's a video of
you got five on me in the car.
That would go more viral than the Cassie video.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, a video
Trying
of
to cut it
Diddy
open like...
on some joke.
Respect
But I
yourself a
would
little
respect
bit.
that video more than the Cassie shit. I don't respect the Cassie shit at all.
Yeah.
I kind of, if I have to firebomb in the car, I'm like, yo, you know what? Maybe Kid Cudi asked for it. I don't
Oh,
know.
for the love of God.
I know you said to get some paper towels or something, but that's ridiculous to the motherfucker.
How is this a thing?
It's a duty. Okay, so
Oh, is that a crackhead? They sell the best stuff.
that's not a crack.
I can't see it. All I see is tissue.
I wish the crackhead that sells shit would come by here
Yo,
more.
man, listen, pay.
Hustle man.
Hustle man,
They
yo.
cleaned the
Yeah,
streets up.
anything
We
for
ain't
the
got
law.
him no more.
15 G's.
There's a
J.
couple
Cole.
items in here that came from a crackhead.
Listen,
Believe it.
nigga, I own at least 30 packs of socks.
They keep inviting immigrants. Just use crackhead.
Nobody's inviting anybody, man. This is the land of the free, home, and brave.
Listen, like I said, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep talking about it. It's kind of our jobs.
I'm shocked he didn't get bail.
You're shocked?
Shocked.
I'm not.
I bet money.
I'm
he
not.
wasn't.
Shocked.
I'm not, because they picked him up early.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And if
that
he
part was
allowed
really
to turn
weird.
himself in, that might help.
But Harvey Weinstein had bail. R. Kelly initially had bail.
Mhm.
The FTX guy had a $250 million bail
Right.
until he violated it,
Yeah.
by witness tampering. You see what I'm saying? But all of these high-profile rich people who had somewhat, some of them had similar charges, like Weinstein, like R. Kelly, and so
Right.
forth. They all had bail.
None of
So
them
I
fit the
assumed
jet
that
to
he would
back.
get bail.
I didn't.
So
think
how many,
that.
Really?
by show of hands, how many people here believe Diddy pissed off somebody and they're getting them right now?
Nope, not me.
How many people believe it's just his time? He did a lot of dirt.
I think a few things.
Well, let me say that. Let me not raise my
I
hand.
believe-
I don't want to say it's his time and all that. That's wishing harm on the nigga.
Right.
But
I would say
don't
that-
do it. Don't get caught. Is the rules.
I would say, and I've always said this, law enforcement is reactionary. The Cassie lawsuit got so much international media attention that it ultimately triggered law enforcement to look into the situation. Just like R. Kelly, the surviving R. Kelly documentary triggered law enforcement to look at R. Kelly again.
So Hannibal Buress triggered everybody to
And
look at Bill
Cosby.
Cosby.
Exactly. Hannibal Buress, perfect example. I forgot about that. Think about it. These are 20, 30-year-old rumors. But something goes viral and suddenly everyone's reporting on it. And listen, one of my security guys out here is active NYPD. And he said he goes to meetings in the morning and his boss has a board and he goes, okay, front page of the New York Post, we're going to focus on this crime here. They're not focusing on the people that no one's heard about, even though it might be a more serious and heinous crime. They're going,
Headlines.
the stuff they're being criticized for. How has NYPD not found this rapist who's running around Queens and raping,
Right.
dogs or something? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, we're going to go after this guy.
Not
You know what I'm saying?
That's how we got the Central Park 5.
But that's how his brain goes. That's how shit operates.
So that means if we want something to actually change, we have to generate a headline.
Correct. 100%.
Because the
100%.
prosecutors want publicity too.
Exactly.
That's how they raise
That's how
their
they get
profile.
reelected.
Go past that.
Here's
all the
the
way
other thing.
backwards.
I think both things you raise your hand on can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
I think when you're at the top for a long time, you acquire enemies. People want to see, and if
That's
you get
how
caught
it
up
is,
on
man.
something
That's
else, now here comes everybody that you pissed off on the way up, and they all having their fun, they all having their turn. You acquire enemies. It's not possible to be that guy and not piss somebody off.
Yeah,
It's not
but-
possible. Even if you're justified in doing what you did to get to the top, even if you didn't cut anybody's throat, somebody either feels like, A, that was supposed to be me, B, you did me dirty on that deal, even though the paper was right there. You could have, I just did business, but hey, you did me dirty. Fuck that. It's your fault.
Right.
that I'm here.
Blaming.
Nah,
And you keep company with, I've seen these rich dudes in these rooms who are hating on somebody who has the same amount of money because he's getting more girls, he's getting more attention, he's getting this, he's getting that. They get mad. They get pissed. And they exact their revenge in different ways. They don't challenge them to a fight. They do other shit.
Yeah. You ever seen American Psycho?
Yeah, no, but piggybacking on your downfall is one thing. I don't think that anybody caused his own downfall aside from him. Nobody. I mean,
I don't think he caused his own downfall.
I did. He filmed it. He recorded it. And he didn't press erase.
Listen,
Hold on.
I think from Diddy's point of view, and this is not me defending him or whatever else, is like, look, he has certain kinks, as you say, he has certain fetishes, and he found a group of people that are willing to go along with it based on money, based on access or whatever else.
Status,
clout, whatever else. You know, I don't think he was drugging people. I think that he was taking drugs and offered drugs to other people who wanted to take them as well. I don't think he shoved anyone's face into the cocaine and made them sniff it.
Right.
You know, I think people like doing coke, people like popping pills and so forth.
Or they fell for the peer pressure when they were in the
yeah,
room.
right. They fell for the peer pressure of being
now,
cool with them or whatever else. And I think from his point of view, he's like,
it was all
I'm
good.
not really harming anybody.
Right.
You know
Hypothetically speaking,
that's how I think he thinks.
Hypothetically speaking,
Yeah.
say everything that you said was absolutely the way it went down, right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have anything to hold on them if he pressed erase. They're holding film on him. Anybody in the room when they was like, she was underage.
What does he have? What does he have on? What did they say they have on film other than the Cassie beating, which is past the statute of limitations anyway?
They said they have underage young girls in the room.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that one. No. I've heard girls who they say are barely legal, but that's still legal.
What the fuck?
If a girl's 18 years old, exactly, even under federal guidelines, that's legal. Right. Now, is it morally frowned upon that a 50-something-year-old man is getting with an 18-year-old? Yes, but it's not illegal. You can't arrest someone for an 18-year-old. You can't arrest someone for a 17-year-old.
They're not arresting them on free
17
charges.
you can't.
I think.
What's that?
17 you can't.
It
17
depends
you
on
can
which state.
federally.
Depends
not
on which
state though.
depends
Certain
on-
states
yeah,
allow
depends on which
17.
state.
You go down south and you see all types of insane,
I think,
statutes.
Yo,
but I'm
get me
saying,
off this planet.
I look at Diddy's situation, and all I can think of is that old saying, "Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely."
right. That's what happened to him. And I think in his mind, I don't think he felt he was doing anything wrong. You know, notice how none of the male prostitutes are coming forward and saying they got exploited or whatever else. You know, the female prostitutes or whatever else.
Picture that.
Picture that.
Imagine
Yo,
that's not
listen.
even the same, bro.
They all got paid.
Paid. It's Cassie? This one's on me, Puff. He ain't got to worry about
I think from his point of view, he was just
50 million. 50 million.
living his life, spending his money, getting his fetishes on. There's nothing illegal about watching your girl get fucked by somebody.
No.
It's a little weird, but it's not illegal.
The feds don't arrest
Adam
you for
22.
things that...
Yeah, Adam 22.
Yeah.
He's not being arrested for having, letting
NYPD
Jason
did
Love
not-
fuck his wife. Like,
Right.
it just is what it is.
This was not
I think from his point of
NYPD.
view, he was like, look, I'm not killing anybody. I'm not forcing anyone else. People are going to paint the story, of course.
Yeah.
But I think that once Cassie did that lawsuit and you saw the sordid details of it, listen, I interviewed Roger Bonds and we went through that thing piece by piece by piece because a lot of the stuff he was there for. His name was mentioned in the lawsuit. He confirmed that what she said was actually true. And look, domestic violence is awful. But I think even with Cassie's past the statute of limitations in terms of domestic violence.
It was.
Right?
Right.
It's a certain number of years.
7.
She hasn't been with him for a lot of years. So a lot of this stuff he figures, well, we had a toxic relationship, but that's in the past. You never hear Young Miami saying that he beats her or anything else like that or forces her or whatever. She's fairly quiet now, but she's not saying anything. So I think from his point of view, it's like, listen, I'm a guy with money and I'm getting to live out my sexual fantasies because I'm paying everybody and so forth. And I think I don't see what the problem is.
He settled out real quick though. That was another issue. Like,
Yeah,
that's a legal
yeah, but
strategy.
he should have. done it before the lawsuit actually was filed and everyone could see the details.
He probably didn't know he was going to get that lawsuit.
Oh no, he did.
Yes, he did.
100%. 100%.
He was out there already. Yo, I'm gonna fight this, and this is disrespect my name and disparaging. Right.
Yeah.
But he was damned if you do and damned if you don't. Like you fight it, you look guilty. You
don't
pay it
fight
off,
it.
you look guilty.
Right.
There's no real way around.
There is no way
with
around.
the companies, with the
But he
companies that he
probably,
was
in
in bed
retrospect, he
with.
should have paid it off.
Yeah, but this wasn't state police that came and got him.
But then
These
they
are the feds.
absolutely
They
would have
don't
said,
fit.
"Oh, he's guilty" or whatever she
Well,
said.
but you don't even know that.
No, I
she
get
would've gotten
that.
paid off.
I get that.
No, you got to keep in mind at the time, Diddy was in bed with companies who wouldn't tolerate being associated with something like that, whether it was true or false.
Correct. So you can't have it out in public.
Paying
So
off
let's
looks like
say-
an admission of guilt.
No, I hear what you're saying.
But that's not
what
reality,
if what if paying off?
Yeah.
What if paying off is like, I'm gonna give you this $30 million, so I don't lose this $500 million over here.
Right.
You still run the risk of the court of public opinion deciding that you're guilty because you took that action.
Right, but-
Hold on, fellas,
But it's not in the midst
which is
of
crazy.
guilt.
Fellas.
It's not in the minutes of guilt, like you said.
What I'm saying is, before I even land that plane, you still run the risk of the court of public opinion deciding you're guilty. But what I'm gonna say is they were gonna do that one way or the other.
Right.
If he paid it off, if he didn't pay it off.
Right.
You're guilty. The accusation alone is enough. And whatever action you take, there's always somebody to go, he's fighting it, he's guilty.
Right. Right.
He's not fighting it, he's guilty.
Right.
Like there's
But
no
here's the-
Always a coin.
Here's the bigger. Here's the
People
bigger.
will believe what they want to
The
believe.
bigger
Listen, right.
problem though is this, right? Once she filed the lawsuit and you saw all the details of it,
now it's
now in the public eye, he goes and settles. But when it comes to settlements and NDAs, those are considered private agreements. So a criminal charge supersedes
erases
that.
those.
It supersedes it, meaning that Cassie will almost assuredly
Be
take
called
the
as a
stand
witness.
against Diddy. So you go and get this big payday, and then you end up getting screwed by her anyway.
So he should have never gave Cassie the money.
He should have never given her the money. He
Right.
should have just denied it and let it play out in court.
Right.
Because
Isn't that money he owed her?
no.
It wasn't money he owed her.
No,
It wasn't.
but after the videotape surfaced, I don't think there's many people that's gonna say, maybe there was bullshit in
No,
the
listen.
lawsuit.
I mean, once you get caught on tape dragging and beating a woman through the hallway,
Yeah.
not much of your word is going to be valid.
And
Yeah,
who
no,
knows
it's
what
all
other evidence she had?
She had none of it. I don't know.
No, I'm sure she has videos. She probably
Text
The
messages.
text message from the
messages.
dead ex-wife shit though. That was the crazy.
I hate this conversation
I'm
because
not a
you
fan
can't
of it.
even speak on if anytime you speculate, it sounds like you're shooting a bail and it sounds like you're defending them. And nobody wants to defend domestic violence.
Right.
But even speculating, it just sounds
Horrible.
like you're trying to cop a plea for.
But I know what it sounds like. But we do have to be careful with being okay with people tossing out propaganda or information that we have no way of knowing if this is actually true. We have seen a clip of something that was horrendous, but everything else that's followed behind that,
speculation.
we haven't seen we haven't seen that.
Yeah, like the Lil Rod lawsuit seemed like it was all nonsense.
So like me, I
Oh,
punch niggas in the face. That don't mean I shot a nigga in the head
Right.
in what you call it.
Because
But just because I punched
Punch
you
in
see
the
me
face.
punch a nigga in the face, I don't want you to believe
That
that
I-
I'm
that's
gonna
all
go
I
shoot the
do,
nigga.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. So we have to really. It's
it's
hard.
Until I see, listen, I'm a person that believes like it's science, it's law. I watch. I'm not just listening to anybody that. If you didn't study law, I'm not going to listen to your legal opinion.
Right.
Right. I'm really simple with these things. So I can read a book. I can read a law. I can see the trial. Until those things all come out, I go with what I know. Here's what I know. The feds don't really miss. They don't come get you if they don't got you.
That's true.
That they came and got you means you did something. Because they don't, it's not police. It's not NYPD.
You did something, but at this point, we don't know
Like I said,
exactly what the fuck it is.
y'all are judging the freak.
We don't know.
For
Right,
example,
all the
Murder
freak
Inc.
shit
beat
is
their
done.
Fed case.
Right.
They walked away from it.
But
Not guilty.
That's true.
Not right.
They were
That's
offered, I
true.
remember I interviewed Chris and I think Herb about this. They were offered plea deals with no jail time. Just admit that you did it and
they
this
wouldn't,
law go away,
yeah.
and they wouldn't
Right.
do it.
So that they can have the record, the conviction record.
Correct.
Now, they lost their company in the process of doing it,
Yeah, cost
ultimately, unfortunately. But they beat the feds. And you also got to understand when they say the feds have a 95%, 98% conviction rate, 96% of those are like plea deals.
Plea deals.
Right.
So once it actually gets to court, it's actually a little closer to whatever, 60-40, something like that. You could beat the feds in an actual courtroom, but too many people are scared to go to that courtroom because you blow trial 20, 30, 40 years.
Nah, it's double.
Out of here.
Yeah, double, triple, yeah. So that's the whole thing. The feds are considered the boogeyman because everyone just pleads out. You rarely see anyone that goes up against the feds and actually wins because nobody ever does that. But it's been done.
Yeah, it's been done.
Right. No, you have to have the means.
And like I said, I've interviewed guys who did it.
Right.
Man. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
Try not to.
We out of here.
Why you giving me mixed signals? Let's be honest, you want some dick in you. Or you don't. I don't know. Baby, you